There is a saying that we meet somebody for a reason, a season, or for life. And sometimes there comes a point in a crossroads where we wonder whether or not it is actually time to walk away from someone. And it could be somebody that we care for very deeply, but there comes a point when we feel this isn't a healthy relationship. It may feel like a toxic relationship. It may be something where you've been let down so many times. It might be somebody who doesn't share your values, maybe your value for honesty, maybe your value for integrity, maybe even your value for just somebody turning up on time and sticking to their word. The thing is your values are your compass in life. They're the things that keep you straight. And when somebody doesn't share your values, that's a really, really big deal. And that has to be entered into, not lightly, but with great consideration. So sometimes you just know when it is time to walk away. And then the hardest thing is acting upon the knowing, because you don't want to offend or upset people. And quite often what ends up happening is people just don't contact again. They don't return the text messages, they don't return the phone calls. And then the person being abandoned is left with this idea of, what did I do wrong? You know, what's happened here? And that can actually be a lot more damaging than you just saying, hey, I'm sorry to say, I don't feel that we are in alignment with each other anymore, and I'm moving on. I don't want to be your friend or your partner or anything anymore. Sometimes we just have to be able to say that. And if you can't say it in person, you're sending a text message, by the way, this is the dump message. But just to actually have the guts to be able to say, I don't know why, I can't quite explain, but our time here is done. That can be one of the kindest things that you ever give anybody. Believe me, it's one of the toughest things to do. And I haven't always managed it. And every time I didn't end something cleanly, I've always felt a sense of perhaps a little guilt and certainly sadness over it. So there comes a time when you know that you need to walk away from somebody, do it. Believe me, one thing I have noticed is even if you find that you have absolutely no friends and you're in free fall and there's no one to go to the cinema with, you end up replacing the friends that weren't great for you with a whole load more at a different point in time. For every friend that you let go of because of integrity, for you being true to yourself or not being compromised in a way that is corrosive towards you, you get another 2 or 3 friends to replace them. You might not know it straight away, and there may be that time of free fall, but the most important thing is that you don't abuse other people by allowing yourself to be abused. Does that sound strange to you? How are you abusing someone else when you're being abused? Well, if you allow people to abuse you, you're actually abusing them by making them believe that it is okay to be a grot bag in the world. And if they think it's okay to be a grot bag in the world, then they're going to be a grot bag towards other people as well. So if you can let them know that it isn't okay with you, I mean, maybe they're not being a grot bag, maybe you're just very sensitive, it doesn't matter. But when you say, this isn't okay with me, then you're not saying you need to change, you're saying this isn't okay with me and I'm walking away because that's not okay with me. And then when you do that, you are actually giving that person the opportunity to change or the opportunity to have some self-reflection and maybe, you know, in the future, maybe not even in your life, but actually be able to change and make the world a better place. So ultimately, you don't want to abuse someone by making them believe that their behaviour is acceptable, because ultimately nobody wins that way. So it's a tough time, it's a tough decision, but remember, a person is in your life for a reason, a season, or for life. And when you know it's a reason and the reason is done, walk away. And when you know it's a season, be grateful because it was fun and walk away. And when it's for life, fight hard to keep that close connection, because those people are gold dust. And for most of us, we can name the friends that we will keep all of our lives on one hand and not on very many fingers of that hand. But when you love somebody like that and you really care for them, those friendships are the ones that are really worth fighting for.